games begin. Come walk in my shoes, I done paid all my dues. I got something to prove, all in, nothing to lose. I was born for this, from day one I wanted it. We come too far to quit, ain't no stopping it. I was born for this, from day one I wanted it. We come too far to quit, ain't no stopping it. Ain't no stopping it, ain't no stopping it, ain't no stopping it. Let the games begin.
And we welcome you back to the Bill Vining Arena here in Arkadelphia, Arkansas for today's GAC matchup featuring the 15th ranked Southern Nazarene Crimson Storm as they get ready to take on the Ouachita Baptist Tigers. We should have a great contest here today as SNU looking to win their 7th straight game. And in this road period, on a high note before getting ready for a 6-game homestand beginning on Thursday. Your starting five for SNU, it's no different than what you've seen the last few games. The point guard, a junior from OKC, number 3, Micah Spate. Your other guard, a senior from Mansfield, Texas, number 15, Zach Johnson. Your 3, a guard. He is a junior from San Antonio, and he is number 25, Jonathan Dunn. At forward, number 22, a senior from Bryan, Texas, Quaylen Newton. And in the post, the senior from Hutchinson, Kansas, number 32, Noah Starkey. As the Tigers introduce their lineup here. Number 21, Kendarius Smith, the sophomore guard out of Conway, Arkansas. Number 32, Matt Stanley, the sophomore forward out of Cabot, Arkansas. Guard, a junior out of Little Rock, number 12, Trey Harris. And then forward from senior from Frisco, number 20, Wesley Franklin. And Malon Martin, senior guard from Little Rock, wearing number 2. And we are set to go here in Arkadelphia. As you said, should be a terrific contest here today. As the two teams are out on the floor, starters are ready to go. Table is ready to go. We're all ready to go here in Arkadelphia. SNU bench to my right, SNU in the black, Ouachita in their home grays. It'll be Starkey jumping with Franklin. Tip is up, and Franklin wins the tip, and Ouachita will start with the basketball. Trey Harris brings it forward for the Tigers. They'll get it to Martin, hands it back off. They'll go to Smith. Smith going to come around, done defending, man-to-man defense for Southern Nazarene. Martin with it. Martin with Johnson defending. You're going to see Johnson on Martin probably for most of the game. Turned over, Jonathan Dunn with the steal. Bad pass there between Stanley and Smith, and Micah Spate will bring it forward. First possession here for SNU. Jonathan Dunn to Quaylen Newton. A little bit of a weave here from SNU that you see very often. Off a screen comes Spate. He'll go to Dunn. Dunn at the wing. Dunn going to drive. Pump fakes, kicks it out to Spate. Three-pointer on the way. It is good. Micah Spate for three. A good start from Spate, and it is 3-0 SNU. Back on the other end comes Ouachita. Smith with it at the wing. Smith going to move it around to Harris. Harris drives, loses it. Noah Starkey comes up with it. SNU running. Micah Spate with it. Kicks it to Jonathan Dunn. Dunn pump fakes, drives baseline. Mid-range jumper, no good. Rebound will come back out to Dunn, though. They'll go inside to Starkey. Goes to Zach Johnson at the wing. Johnson going to drive. Johnson goes up and draws a foul. That's going to be on Martin. That's going to be his first, and we're going to see a substitution just like that. Eric Brown for the Tigers set to check in. Brown is going to check in for Smith. So Smith, a minute 15, and he's out of the game. Micah Spate going to go to Zach Johnson, moves it to Quaylen Newton. Newton moves it over to Spate. They'll go inside to Starkey. Oh, he's hit from behind, and it's a foul. Starkey was going in for the dunk. Just a little bit of a late whistle, but definitely a foul. And that's going to go against Matt Stanley. Great positioning there by Starkey. Made a move in the paint, went up for the dunk. So he's going to get a pair of free throws. Starkey, senior on this team, second on the team in scoring, had a great game against Henderson, going for 24 points and 14 rebounds. Short on the first free throw. He's a pretty good free throw shooter, around 70% on the season. He's got one more coming up. Starkey sets, fires, good. 4-0 SNU here in the first minute and a half. Ouachita coming off a big win. SNU and Oklahoma Baptist came into this weekend tied for first. SNU has now a sole possession of first place in the GAC after Ouachita knocked off OBU. They're going to go inside to Franklin. Franklin, tough little shot over Starkey, but gets it to fall from the baseline. Just a little baby hook there, and it's 4-2. Spate going to drive. Kicks it out to Johnson, open for three. Off the mark. Rebound's going to come out to Brown. Eric Brown brings it forward for the Tigers. Brown moves it to Stanley. And now driving and shooting a short two-pointers, Trey Harris. Short little mid-range, and we're tied at 4. Johnson takes the handoff. We'll move it to Spate. Spate will go to Dunn at the wing. Dunn comes off a screen from Newton, goes back to Spate at the other wing. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Screen coming. Spate for three. Good. Micah Spate, 2 3-pointers early on. 7-4 SNU. Terrific screen there from Noah Starkey to open up Micah Spate. He's 2 for 2 so far. Martin moves it over to Franklin. Brown now drives, kicks it to Martin. Martin going to drive, puts a tough layup up and in. Martin, an excellent player here for Ouachita. He's one to keep an eye on. You're going to imagine you will see Zach Johnson on him for most of the game. Micah Spate brings it forward. Another screen from Starkey. Spate goes to Newton. Newton pump fakes, drives, gets his man in the air, goes to Starkey. Starkey, long little hook shot there, no good. Rebound from Harris. Harris for the Tigers drives, almost loses it. Kicks it back out to Franklin. Franklin hands it off to Martin. They'll move it all the way around to Brown. Eric Brown behind the back dribble, goes inside to Franklin. Franklin back out to Stanley. Kicks to Martin, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Active hands here from SNU. Martin off a screen, takes a three-pointer, off the mark, no good. Oh, the rebound goes off Johnson's hands, though, and it will stay Ouachita basketball. They will get a fresh 30. Ashton Charles going to see his first minutes. He checks in for Quaylen Newton. Charles, a 6'8 sophomore out of Spring, Texas. His first action so far today. They get it inbounds to Brown. Brown going to bring it around. Tipped by Dunn. Goes out of bounds, stays Ouachita basketball. 25 seconds on the shot clock. Martin, as we mentioned, leading scorer on this team, 16.2 points per game. He's a great scorer, point guard on this team for the Tigers. He can play a little bit of the 1 and the 2. Actually, probably more primarily the 2. Or Trey Harris maybe takes more of the guard roles as he has it right now. Harris gets it over to Martin. Martin goes inside to Franklin. Franklin, a move inside to paint. He traveled. No, they're going to call a foul on Charles. It'll be a baseline out of bounds. Actually looked like for just a moment that it was one too many steps there. Harris going to check out. Kendarius Smith back into the game. 7-6 to score. SNU leads. Smith to inbound. Smith going to go deep to Franklin. Knocked away. Well, SNU has had a couple opportunities here to change possessions here, but Ouachita keeps hanging on to it. Martin now with it. They get it to Smith, and Smith will bring it forward, done defending. Now they get it over to Brown. Eric Brown going to come off a screen. Brown, long two-pointer. Oh, he knocked it down. Oh, my goodness. That was a very difficult shot. I don't even know how Brown got it off, and it somehow goes in. 8-7 Ouachita. Dunn with it. Dunn crosses over. Kicks to Johnson. A lot of bodies on Dunn right now. Dunn now gets it back at the wing. Dunn going to drive baseline. Tried to kick it, I believe, to Starkey. It's taken away by Martin. Martin looking to run. Martin going to go inside, almost taken away. Actually, it will be a travel this time on Wesley Franklin, thanks to some great pressure defense there from Micah Spate in transition. And we have our first time out on the floor, 15:26 to play in the first half. Ouachita Baptist holds an 8-7 lead over 15th ranked Southern Nazarene. Early on in the first half, SNU 2 of 5 right now from the field. Micah Spate 6 points, a couple of trays from behind the arc, 2 for 2 from the field. And SNU will take the ball and bring it forward here, as we said, trailing 8-7 in the early going. Micah Spate with it. Spate will go to Zach Johnson, who will move it over to Jonathan Dunn at the wing. Dunn going to drive baseline, mid-range jumper. He uses the backboard and knocks it through. Jonathan Dunn on the board with his first 2 points of the game. And it's 9-8 SNU. Martin going to bring it forward, brings it over to Stanley. Stanley going to move it around to Grant Jones, who just checked into the game. Jones back to Martin. Grant Jones, a sophomore forward out of Glen Rose, Arkansas. Brown now with it. He drives, puts a tough shot up. No good. Rebound to Noah Starkey. Starkey strong in there, bringing that rebound down with a lot of traffic. Spate with it now, comes off a screen. Spate going to go to Charles in the corner. Charles going to take a three-pointer off the mark. Long rebound to Smith. Kendarius Smith brings it forward for Ouachita. Smith drives, puts it up, blocked. Blocked by Starkey. Dunn can't save it, and then Smith misses a dunk. And the rebound is going to go out of bounds and stay Ouachita ball. It looked like Smith went up and was just unsure whether to lay it up or dunk it. Kyle Wright checks into the game for the first time for Ouachita. And then you also had Brady Mulkey for the first time today, a junior forward out of Royce City, Texas. And then Coleman Edwards, the 6'1 senior out of Sugar Land, Texas, into the game. Both. Zach Johnson takes a rest. Smith will bring it forward. Smith to Brown. Brown looking to drive. Goes over to Kyle Wright, who also is in the game for Ouachita. Brown with it. Brown crosses over, looks to drive, kicks it back out to Martin. Martin being defended by Spate, 10 seconds on the shot clock. And they're going to get a touch foul there on Spate. That's his first foul. Very touchy foul there, but second team foul on SNU. And Ouachita's just getting some long possessions here early on. You get possessions these longs, it usually will result in some sort of points. As Brown's going to take it. Brown, pull up three, good. Oh, Eric Brown's hit two really tough shots, and he's up to 5. And Ouachita leads 11-9. Almost reminds you of Henderson in the second half yesterday, where Henderson was just hitting tough shots. Coleman Edwards goes to Micah Spate. Spate looking for 3. It's good! 3 3-pointers from Micah Spate. Gets that one to rattle home, and he has 9 here in the first 7 minutes. Martin moves it over to Smith. Look at it, Jones, top of the arc, moves it back to Brown. Brown has 5 early on, nice little spin move. Kicks it out in the corner, pump fake, and it'll be a 2-pointer from Grant Jones on the pump fake. Ouachita back ahead, 13-12. They gave him a 3 on the scoreboard. It was a 2. 13-12 is the score. Coleman Edwards with it. They'll go to Dunn. Dunn at the wing for 3. Foul and 1! It is a foul from behind the arc. Dunn buries the 3. And he has a chance for a 4-point play. Basket is good. The foul was on Kendarius Smith. No, it's not. It's not. It's 15-13.
Yeah, it's 13. Coach saying counted as 3, but he called it 2. There we go. That's right. We're good.
So Dunn gonna go for the 4-point play here. It is up. Oh, off the front iron, just missed it short. And Wright pulls the rebound down, and back the other way come the Tigers. SNU 4 3-pointers here early on. Jones with it, hands it off to Brown. Brown gonna go to Martin. Martin tipped away there by Spate momentarily. Jones comes up with it. Jones almost gets it taken away again. Now Martin has it. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Martin trying to get free. Martin drives, taken away. Dunn got a hand in there. Spate now brings it forward. Spate, oh, nice little shake there. Mid-range jumper is good. Beautiful hesitation there from Micah Spate, and it's 17-13. 12:08 to go in the first half. SNU by 4. Smith with it. Moves it over to Wright. They're going to move it around to Brown. Brown, the hot hand early on for Ouachita. Brown's going to come off a screen. Mid-range jumper, good. Boy, Eric Brown early on, 7 points. Brown only averages 6.4 points per game, shoots 44% from the field. He's already eclipsed his average, and Spate's going to throw it away. It'll be a turnover on the other end and a timeout on the floor. 11:39 to play in the first half. SNU on top of Ouachita, 17-15.
Okay, guys, remember, no hard selling, no high pressure. Serenading, good. Leave that to Sheldon, all right? Hugs, side hugs. Normal. People don't like to be sold, but they love to buy. You know, these guys may not look like much, but they are some of the greatest guys.
How about a hug?
Diffie, driven by family since 1954.
Great American Conference Basketball Championship Tournament returns to the Bruin Fieldhouse in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, March 7th through the 10th. It's all on the line as the league's top teams battle for the conference title and an automatic spot in the NCAA Division II Basketball Regionals. For ticket information and to follow GAC basketball throughout the season, visit GreatAmericanConference.com. The GAC Basketball Tournament, March 7th through the 10th. The Great
11:39 to play in the first half. And it is SNU on top of Ouachita, 17-15. 11 points already from Micah Spate. He's 4 for 4 from the field. Jonathan Dunn has 5. Good start. Spate's actually checking out for Zach Johnson. Quaylen Newton as well as Noah Starkey back into the lineup as well to go with Zach Johnson. And so back come the other way comes Ouachita. Trey Harris, who just checked into the game, in the game. Eric Brown, as we said, the hot hand with 7 points. He drives and gets it taken away by Zach Johnson. Oh, momentarily. Stanley checked that. It's Wright who comes back up with it. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Smith gets the rebound, and it's another just long possession here for Ouachita. Just getting numerous chances every possession, and they're going to keep this possession going as they're going to get a foul on Coleman Edwards. I believe that'll be his first. So Ouachita to inbound. They'll get it out to Kyle Wright. Moves it over to Smith. Smith's going to move it around to Trey Harris. Harris going to go inside to Wright. Wright going to back down Starkey. Wright goes up. Tough shot. No good. Good defense there. Starkey held his ground. Get to Quaylen Newton. Newton gonna drive. Newton, beautiful pass. Oh, and the slam from Noah Starkey. The drive from Newton, the dump off to Starkey, and the slam. Smith on the other end, crosses over, kicks it out to Brown. They'll move it around in the corner. Pump fake and drive, and a lay-in by Grant Jones. Just get it over Noah Starkey. Coleman Edwards on the other end. Newton gonna pump fake from the baseline. Drives, goes up, foul, and one. That's just grown man strength right there from Quaylen Newton. And he has a chance for a three-point play as SNU back out to a 4-point lead. Chris Stevens gonna check in for the first time. Stevens, a junior guard from Rowlett, Texas. Got a couple substitutions for Ouachita. Wesley Franklin back in, Matt Stanley back in, and then Allie Freeman, the junior from Little Rock, making his first appearance. So a three-point play here for Newton. It is good, and that's a 5-point lead for SNU.
Come in to you, Chris. You're fresh. Let's go, big boy.
So back on the other end, Freeman going to drive. Tries to dump it for Stanley. Stanley just didn't catch it, and it's a turnover. Zach Johnson up with it. Johnson off a screen from Newton. Johnson drives, kicks to Dunn. Dunn, long three-pointer. It is good! Jonathan Dunn for three. 8-point lead for SNU. Trey Harris, they're going to move it all the way around to Smith. Kendarius Smith goes up, over Starkey, and gets the lay in the fall. Back down to 6. Ouachita hitting some buckets. They're 60% right now from the field. SNU's just a little better there right now at 69%. Johnson off a screen. Johnson to Newton. Newton drives back to Dunn. Dunn gonna drive. Knocked out of his hands. We'll say SNU ball. 11 seconds on the shot, 9:16 on the game.
Chris, 21. Zach, 12. Zach, 12. Mike, 11.
Dunn gonna check out. Spate gonna check in.
Go, Zach. Go, Zach.
Spate to inbounds. Going to go to Johnson. 10 on the shot.
9.
Off a screen from Starkey. Johnson drives. Goes out to Stevens. He pump fakes. Drives. Goes to Johnson. Johnson's got to get it off. He gets it blocked, and it's a shot clock violation. And you moved it maybe one too many times when they had a look. They'll move it over to Brown. They're going to move it all the way over to Matt Stanley. Stanley looking to drive, kicks it out to Smith. Smith's going to take a three-pointer off the mark, rebound to Starkey. SNU up by 6.
Low, Noah, low.
They're going to go to Stevens now. Stevens going to come across, go over to Zach Johnson. They go inside to Noah Starkey. Starkey, long hook shot, well off the mark, and we're going to get a foul on the rebound. It'll go back to Ouachita. That'll be on Steven. Let's go back the other way. We'll go to Ouachita. You imagine both teams are going to kind of cool off here a little bit with how well they're shooting from the field early on. SNU, especially from behind the arc, 5 of 7 right now. Back the other way comes Ouachita. Freeman with it. Freeman going to go to Stanley, top of the arc. They'll move it around to Smith. Back to Harris. Harris, they'll move it inside to Stanley. Stanley with Starkey defending, goes up. Oh, a big block! And they get a foul. They're going to get the foul on Starkey, I believe. First foul on Starkey after the big block there from Newton, and we're going to timeout. 7:59 remaining on the first. SNU leads Ouachita 25-19. SNU has 11 points off turnovers so far as they force the Tigers into 5 turnovers in this contest. SNU 4 turnovers on their end, though. Ouachita only able to score 3 points off those turnovers. Stanley's at the line for a pair of free throws. He averages 8.7 points per game, 4th on the team to go with 5.2 rebounds per game. 63% free throw shooter as he misses the first. Dunn's back into the game, checks in for Chris Stevens. 6-point lead right now for Southern Nazarene, 25-19, as they're looking to wrap up what's been a lot of road games in January. One more coming up from Stanley. That one is good, and the game back down to 5. So Micah Spate going to bring it forward here for the Crimson Storm. Already had 11 points. Thus far, he drives. Oh, he's looking for Starkey. Starkey, I think, was set up, and then last second, Starkey ran in, kind of a cut, I guess. And Spate missed Starkey there. Franklin has it. It's going to move around to Smith. Back to Franklin inside the post. They'll go out. Allie Freeman, jump shot is blocked by Ashton Charles. SNU on the other end, Zach Johnson with it, goes to Micah Spate. This time they'll go inside to Starkey. Starkey backs his man down and gets a forearm shiver right into the shoulder. And that's going to be an easy foul call on Wesley Franklin. Franklin only at 6'5". I think Franklin has a little bit of muscle on him, but tough to stop 6'11" when you're only 6'5". Spate with it. It's going to go to Dunn. Dunn wide open off the mark. Miss comes out to Kendarius Smith. Smith gonna drive and get the lay-in. Beautiful Euro step there by Kendarius Smith. And it's back down to a 3-point game. Johnson brings it forward to Ashton Charles. Charles back to Johnson. Johnson gonna drive, kicks it to Micah Spate. Spate to Charles, 15 seconds. Charles gonna put a 3-pointer up, off the mark. And the rebound will come down to Trey Harris. Harris, 3-pointer on the other end. Good. 7-0 run by Ouachita, and we're tied at 25. We're going to get a timeout on the floor with 6:44 to play. Coach Bohach not liking what he's seeing. Actually, I should check that. It's actually an 8-0 run by Ouachita, so a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here as Ouachita climbs right back into it, and SNU's been scoreless now for 3:07. As we said, both teams starting to cool off a little bit, but SNU really more the victim of that. They cooled down to about 53%. Ouachita still 11 of 19 from the field at 58%. Eric Brown's leading the way with 7 points. Harris adds 5. Smith with 4. Spade, as we said, with 11. Dunn with 8. They're going to try to see if they can get Noah Starkey going in the post because there is a great size advantage there with Starkey in the paint. I mean, you have Matt Stanley at 6'8", but even then, not quite the size of Noah Starkey, who just checked out now. Brady Mulkey's actually into the game now. And SNU is set to inbound. Tied up at 25 here. Well, this coaching staff will tell you how tough Ouachita is every year. Ouachita gives SNU everything they can handle as Micah Spate's going to take the handoff at the wing. Comes off a screen from Mulkey. Spate going to go cross court to Charles. Charles going to drive baseline, and he pushes off. Offensive foul. A couple bad possessions here for Charles. Can't really get a shot to fall, and then the offensive foul. Charles is going to check out now for Newton. It's Quaylen Newton back into the game. Interestingly, have not seen R.J. Palmer yet today. So Allie Freeman going to bring it forward here for Ouachita. They're on an 8-0 run, and they can keep it going if they can get a bucket here. Stanley with it. Stanley gets it to Freeman. Freeman going to go to Smith. Smith going to drive. Puts a shot up, and they get just a touch foul there on the drive. It's going to be on Dunn. And that's going to be his second. So Dunn now in a little bit of foul trouble here. 17 foul too, which means free throws the rest of the way for the Tigers. Smith, a 75% free throw shooter. He's third on the team with 9.4 points per game, and he gets the first one to fall, and this run continues for Ouachita. So you're just trying to find a way to break it. Continues up to 6 turnovers as well. Second free throw up is good, and we've seen that. We saw that against Henderson. They had a career high, or a season high in turnovers with 18. You want to see him kind of protect the ball a little bit better here as Zach Johnson's going to get it to Jonathan Dunn, down by 2. Dunn going to go to Brady Mulkey, moves it around to Johnson. Spade off a screen. Goes to Dunn. And an offensive foul. They're going to get an illegal screen. That's back-to-back offensive fouls on SNU. And this 10-0 run continues for Ouachita. So Allie Freeman will bring it forward. SNU just struggling, really not getting much production from anyone other than Dunn and Spate. Smith with it. We'll go to Harris. Harris back to Smith. Smith off a screen. That's going to be an illegal screen, this time on Matt Stanley. So back-to-back offensive fouls on both ends. Newton going to go deep to Dunn. Johnson going to bring it forward. 5:20 left in the first half, 27-25. Ouachita out on front. Dunn off a screen from Mulkey. Dunn drives. Dunn goes up and lays it in. Beautiful drive off the screen from Jonathan Dunn. He's up to 10. And it's 27 all. 5 to play in the first half. They're going to go inside to Stanley. Puts it up. Misses the layup badly. Rebound by Quaylen Newton. Good pressure there from Mulkey. Spade on the other end is going to come off the screen. 2-pointer on the way. No good. Rebound comes down to Trey Harris. Harris looking to run. Harris gets it stripped by Zach Johnson. What a job by Zach Johnson. Johnson will go up, and he's fouled. Hard foul there on Johnson. He'll go to the line for 2. Officials are going to discuss. The foul's on Wesley Franklin. Coach Bohach wants to know if that was a play on the ball, wondering if it was some sort of flagrant there.
Coach, just take a step back here in the box.
So Johnson to the line for 2 free throws. First free throw is up and good from Johnson. Stevens back into the game. Martin and Brown going to come into the game for the Tigers. Stevens actually going to come in after the second free throw from Johnson with 4:37 to play in the half. Second free throw is good from Johnson. So Starkey also coming into the game. Mulkey with some nice minutes off the bench, doing a good job. Isaiah Harper into the game for Ouachita. And Trey Harris will bring it forward. Trey Harris going to go to Malin Martin. Martin, the leading scorer on this team, only has 2 points thus far. He comes off a screen, he drives, and a big block there by Quaylen Newton. Out of bounds it goes. It will stay Ouachita basketball, but Newton sends that one to the baseline. Harris to inbound for the Tigers. Gets it to Martin. Martin going to kick it out to Harper. Goes to Brown. Brown going to go to the point guard, and it's knocked away by Harris, and it's going to stay Ouachita ball. SNU about 10, it feels like numerous times today, have gotten their hands in. They've been active. They've knocked the ball away. And the Ouachita's, for Ouachita, it's helped that it's gone out of bounds almost every time. SNU just can't seem to corral it. Grant Jones, long three-pointer, well off the mark. The rebound comes to Chris Stevens. Micah Spate brings it forward. SNU leading by 2. Final media timeout coming in just a moment. Newton with it. Newton going to hand off to Stevens. Stevens back to Newton. He's going to go inside to Noah Starkey. Big slam! Thanks to the entry pass from Newton. Starkey up to 4. Check that, up to 5. 31-27 SNU. Harris going to kick it out to Brown. They're going to go inside to Jones. Jones backing down. Starkey gets it knocked away. Spate gets on the floor, and then it's thrown away. Oh, my goodness. And we go to media. 3:25 to play in this first half. SNU leads Ouachita 31-27.
There are those who stand forever ready, ready to defend the nation, ready to fight for what matters, no matter what.
Let's go! Get my round in there!
Do you have what it takes? Find out at goarmy.com/warriors.
SNU's playing pretty well defensively. They're just getting some unlucky bounces. Ouachita hitting some shots as well, but hey, as we said, Ouachita's up to 8 turnovers, and SNU has done a good job knocking it away from the Tigers. They really haven't been able to pick it up on a few occasions. I'll go deep to Harper. Tigers with the basketball. Brown with it. Brown going to move it over to Trey Harris. Harris going to come off a screen. They'll go to Harper. Harper drives, kicks it, and it's dropped, but then picked back up. They'll kick it back out to Brown. Martin with it. Martin going to drive. Martin going to kick. Harper, three-pointer on the way, off the mark. Micah Spate with the rebound. 3 minutes to play in the half. Good defensive effort there by SNU on that possession. Great switches. Great job getting a hand in the face of the Ouachita shooters. Newton with it now. Newton hands off to Dunn. Dunn going to kick it over to Spate. Spate open for 3. Good! Micah Spate again! 14 points, 4 3-pointers from the junior from OKC. Martin with it. Martin going to kick it over to Grant Jones. Trey Harris looking to drive baseline. Harris, Spate defending, comes off a screen. We'll go to Martin. Martin drives Tough shot, runner no good. Rebound by Starkey. SNU leads by 7 with 2 minutes to go. Can they close this half out strong? Newton with it. Newton to Stevens. They'll go inside to Starkey. Starkey backs his man down, makes a move in the post. Beautiful move, just can't get the layup to fall, but the rebound's going to come out to Stevens, and SNU can reset.
Activity cue.
They'll go back to Starkey, and they're going to get a foul on Jones on the hold. That will be free throws for Noah Starkey coming up, and it will be a 1-and-1. Head coach Dennis Nutt not happy with the call. Zach Johnson set to check back in a moment. Again, this should be a 1-and-1, so they should be getting Johnson into the game here in a moment. Kyle Wright also going to check in for Ouachita. Johnson in for Stevens. Some great minutes there by Chris Stevens on the defensive end. So Noah Starkey, as he said, up to 5 points, 4 boards right now. Again, a 1-and-1 here. First free throw is up. Good. One more free throw to follow here for Noah Starkey. And now it's been a 10-0 run for SNU. Could be 11 right here. It is an 11-0 run for SNU, and they lead 36-27. And it's been the clamps they have put on Ouachita on the defensive end. Brown with it. Brown going to come off a screen. Brown gets it knocked away, and Newton comes up with it. I believe that was Dunn who got his hand in there. Micah Spate going to bring it forward. We're approaching 1 minute in this first half. Micah with it. Micah comes off a couple screens. They're going to get a Dunn. They'll now go to Noah Starkey. Starkey back to Dunn. Dunn takes a stumble. Dunn now drives baseline. He's got to get a tough shot up. He does. And he's going to go for 2 free throws. And it was the pump fake he got on Trey Harris. He got Harris in the air and just went right into him. And it's going to be 2 shots for Jonathan Dunn. That is just a great job by the shooter Dunn. So a pair of free throws. Dunn's at 10 points right now. The leading scorer on this team. First free throw is good, gets them up to 11. And the run continues for SNU, and they have their largest lead now at 10 points, 37-27. One more free throw up, and it's good. 38-27 SNU. Martin brings it forward under a minute to play. If SNU can maybe get a stop here, they can probably get the final shot of the game. Depends how quick Ouachita gets a shot off. Brown with it. Brown moves it to Martin. Good defense here by the Crimson Storm. Martin drives. Martin, they'll get it inside to Harper, who gets an easy little floater to fall. Clock is stopped for some reason. I don't know why the clock stopped. 2-second difference between shot and game clock. But SNU, regardless, should be able to hold for the final shot nonetheless.
We make it, run it.
Micah to Zach Johnson. Johnson's going to get a Dunn. Dunn going to come off a screen. Dunn, long 2-pointer, off the mark. Martin with the rebound. 2 seconds, 1 second. Martin at the buzzer. Front iron, no good. And that will be the end of the first half. 15th ranked Southern Nazarene holds a 38-29 lead over Ouachita. And we go into the break. Second half action coming your way here in just a moment. We'll have the halftime report coming up. We'll give you first half stats and get you ready for the second half of play. Again, your score at half, Southern Nazarene 38, Ouachita 29. Halftime here in Arkadelphia, Southern Nazarene closes the half strong and has a 38-29 lead over Ouachita on the road. Looking to win their 7th straight and looking to go move their record this season to 19-3 and 12-2 in the GAC. The first half numbers, SNU shoots 52% from the field, 12 of 23, 6 of 10 from behind the arc, and 8 of 10 from the free throw line. On the other side, Ouachita 12 of 26, 46%, 2 of 8 from behind the arc, and 3 of 4 from the free throw line. 9 turnovers for Ouachita in the first half, 8 for SNU. Ouachita has a slight 14-12 rebounding advantage. SNU, a 6-3 advantage in assists. The big thing for SNU has been scoring off turnovers. SNU has 17 points off turnovers. Ouachita only 5 thus far. Micah Spade had 14 points on 5 of 6 shooting. Jonathan Dunn added 12 points. Noah Starkey with 7. Eric Brown led the way for Ouachita on the other side with 7, while Darius Smith had 6. We're about set for the second half here. 20 more minutes on the clock. And 20 more minutes until SNU can return home and get ready for a big homestand that they've been waiting for, I think, for a little while. But they got 20 more minutes of business here in Arkadelphia as we are set to go. SNU is going to start with the basketball. Micah Spake takes the inbound pass and brings it forward. And it'll be handed off to Spate. Spate with it, goes to Jonathan Dunn. Dunn, 2-pointer, passes out of it to Spate for 3. Good, Micah Spate again! He is up to 17 in this contest, and the lead is out to 12. Nice job by Dunn, passing out of what would have been a tough shot. Smith now with it. Smith going to go to Martin. Martin, they're going to go inside to Stanley. Stanley backs down Starkey and gets the lay in the fall. Good little move in the post there by Matt Stanley. Gets it back down to 10. Micah Spate with it. Goes to Zach Johnson. Johnson. Going to hand it off to Spate. Spate going to come off a screen. Goes to Quaylen Newton. Newton going to go to Dunn. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Dunn drives. Goes up. Foul. Charge. My goodness. They call a charge, shockingly. I don't think anybody gets more charge calls in the GAC than Jonathan Dunn. It seems like every time he goes to the basket, he gets nailed with a charge call. Trey Harris brings it forward. Gets it to Matt Stanley. He hands it off to Martin. Martin's going to take a 3-pointer off the mark. Micah Spate corrals the rebound. Spate going to come off a screen. Spate kicks to Dunn in the corner for 3. Off the mark. Rebound to Stanley. Back the other way comes Trey Harris. Harris off a screen. Harris drives. Harris heading out of bounds. And he did go out of bounds. I was trying to see if it was a foul call or if it was an actual turnover. It was a turnover. Great defense, great help there from Quaylen Newton to force the turnover. As Micah Spate will take the inbound pass. 10-point lead for SNU, 41-31. Micah Spate with 17 points on 6 of 7 shooting. He has responded very well from his 2 for 14 outing against Henderson on Thursday. Dunn drives baseline, pump fakes. Goes back out to Micah. Micah going to go to Starkey. Spate now looking to drive. Spate goes up. Foul and 1! Oh, Micah Spate. Rock the baby on that one. Spate's going to the line to try and complete the 3-point play. Stanley nailed with the foul. That's his 3rd. One more free throw coming up for Micah. And he gets it to roll, and Micah Spate has 20 points in this contest to go with a pair of steals. And SNU's lead is their highest of the game at 13. Franklin with it. Go to Martin, bad pass. Martin does come up with it, though. Johnson hounding him, though. They'll go inside to Stanley. Stanley draws the foul on Starkey. I believe that is his 2nd. Starkey, I think, was going to try and rip it away and reached in instead. 2.5 minutes into the second half, 13-point lead for SNU. Martin's going to take a handoff and take a three-pointer off the mark. Newton pulls down a strong rebound, and back the other way comes Johnson. Johnson off a screen, goes to Newton. Newton, floater, good. 15-point lead for Southern Nazarene. It is a 21-4 run for SNU since late in the first half. Stanley drives, kicks to Martin. Martin going to come off a screen now. Martin gets it tapped away by Johnson. Oh, great defense again by Zach Johnson. Spate brings it forward. Spate crosses over, drives, puts it up, and gets the assist, the alley-oop layup to Noah Starkey. The lead is 17. It has been the run here for SNU. Smith with it. Timeout, Ouachita. 16:41 to play in the second half, and SNU, the 15th ranked team in the country, leads Ouachita 48-31. We will take a quick break and be right back here live from Arkadelphia.
American Conference Basketball Championship Tournament returns to the Bruin Fieldhouse in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, March 7th through the 10th. It's all on the line as the league's top teams battle for the conference title and an automatic spot in the NCAA Division II Basketball Regionals. For ticket information and to follow GAC basketball throughout the season, visit GreatAmericanConference.com. The GAC Basketball Tournament, March 7th through the 10th. The Great
Again, our next broadcast coming up Thursday as Southern Nazarene is going to take on Northwestern Oklahoma State. The action begins at 5:30, and it opens up a 6-game homestand for the Crimson Storm. We hope you'll join us either in Sawyer Center or on the broadcast. Right now, SNU is leading Ouachita 48-31. Trey Harris with it. It's been quite the start to the second half for SNU. They're 4 of 5 from the field early on. Ouachita is 1 of 3 and has already turned it over 3 times. Harris spins, tough shot in the paint, gets it to fall though. Trey Harris ends a 7-0 run. Tries to creep Ouachita a little bit closer. Quaylen Newton with it, goes to Zach Johnson. Johnson tries to go inside to Starkey, and it will stay SNU basketball. As Matt Stanley thought it went off the foot of Noah Starkey. It was pretty close. It went off somebody's foot, that's for sure. They'll get it to Dunn. Dunn going to come off a screen from Starkey. Dunn drives baseline. Kicks to Quaylen Newton. Newton hands off to Johnson. Goes to Micah Spate. Spate drives. Goes to Newton. Newton goes up hard in the paint. No good. But the putback, the putback by Starkey's no good. And then the putback from Newton is good. 50-33 now. On the other side, missed layup, but a putback there by Stanley. Not good transition defense there by SNU, and it's 50-35. Harris drove to the basket, missed the layup, and Stanley was there for the easy putback. Dunn with it. Dunn to Johnson. Johnson gets it to Starkey. Starkey will hand it off to Dunn. Dunn drives baseline, goes up, blocked by Franklin. They'll go back to Spate. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Spate gonna drive. Kicks it to Starkey. Back to Spate. Long three-pointer. Well off the mark, and it's a shot clock violation. Just a disaster of a possession there for SNU. And we'll go to timeout. 15:07 to play. All number 15 SNU as they lead Ouachita 50-35. Out of the timeout, Southern Nazarene leads Ouachita 50-35, 15:07 to play here in the second half. As the Tigers going to bring it forward, it'll be Trey Harris with the basketball, point guard here for the Tigers. They have held Martin in check, 2 points on 1 of 7 shooting as he takes the handoff. Leading scorer on this Ouachita team. 3-pointer on the way from Smith. Off the mark, Micah Spate pulls the rebound down. So Micah Spate will bring it forward. Gets to Charles. Good cut there by Spate. Pump fakes, goes to Dunn in the corner for 3, off the mark. And the rebound will go out of bounds and will be Ouachita basketball. That was a great move from Spade, a great pump fake and kick. But Dunn missed on the tray. Harris drives, long 2-pointer off the mark, and Stevens will pull the rebound down. Stevens checked in during the media timeout. Micah Spade gonna drive. Oh, gets it tipped away and taken away. And he's going to take it right back. Micah Spate with the steal on the other end. Smith was going forward. Smith had no idea Spate was behind him, and he just tipped it right out of his hands. So Micah Spate loses it on one end, gets it right back, though. Stevens with it. Goes to Dunn. And they're going to get an offensive foul on Noah Starkey on an illegal screen. So some sloppy offense now by SNU the last few possessions. But they're getting it done on the defensive end, more importantly. Coleman Edwards going to check in for Dunn. Yes, fouls on Noah. Brady Mulkey also going to check in for Noah Starkey. So Mulkey into the game now for SNU. Played some quality minutes in the first half. Trey Harris will check in and bring it forward here for Ouachita. Harris gets it to Martin. Martin going to go inside to Stanley. Stanley backs down, goes up over Mulkey. No good. The rebound comes to Ashton Charles. Nice job by Charles pulling that rebound down. 13.5 to play in the second half. Cole Edwards with it. Goes to Stevens. They'll move it around to Micah Spate. Spate going to come off a screen. Goes to Charles. Catches. Shoots. No good. The rebound by Franklin. SNU just off the mark now as of late. Harris with it. Hesitation move. Kicks it outside. Smith going to drive baseline. Spins. They'll go to Franklin. He'll take a 3-pointer. It's good. And SNU, plenty of basketball. It's back to 12, and SNU has gone ice cold from the field. Scoreless for almost 3 minutes now. Got to get a bucket here and prevent any sort of momentum here for Ouachita. Micah Spate gets the handoff. Spate off a screen from Mulkey. Spate will go to Edwards. Edwards to Stevens, 10 seconds on the shot clock. They'll go to Charles. Charles drives, kicks, and Charles draws the foul. That's going to be on Harris. Second foul on Harris. Eric Brown's going to check into the game along with Isaiah Harper. Brown had 7 points in that first half on 3 of 4 shooting, and then he just kind of stopped shooting. And it's going to be a side out here for SNU. Edwards set to inbound right in front of the SNU bench. He'll go to Micah Spate. Fresh 20 here for SNU. Spate with Martin defending, drives baseline, gets it inside to Mulkey, who draws the foul. Good dish there from Spate. And the foul is going against Stanley. And Mulkey's going to go to the line for a pair of free throws. SNU 9 of 11 from the charity stripe today. They've gotten to the free throw line 11 times, where Ouachita's only gotten to the line 4 times. That's good aggressive basketball from SNU, forcing fouls and getting free throws. Mulkey's first free throw is up, and it's good. Dunn and Johnson into the game. Franklin, who just checked out, is back in the game. One more coming up here from Brady Mulkey. That's good. Mulkey, his first 2 points of the game. And back the other way comes Ouachita. That's actually the first bench points of this game for SNU. Brown with it. Brown, they'll go in the corner. Smith going to take a three-pointer, rises and knocks it down. Back-to-back three-pointers for Ouachita. Smith put that one right up over Dunn. 12 to play here in the second half. Stevens with it. Stevens to Dunn. Dunn going to come off a screen. Dunn going to put a three-pointer of his own up. That's off the mark, and the rebound to Harper. And now Ouachita has a chance to get it back under 10. Brown with it. Brown drives. Blocked by Charles, and they get a foul. And that's going to get 2 free throws for Brown. 11:44 to play in the second half. It is 52-41. Ouachita hitting some shots. Start trying to mount a comeback. See if SNU can keep it going.
American Conference Basketball Championship Tournament returns to the Bruin Fieldhouse in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, March 7th through the 10th. It's all on the line as the league's top teams battle for the conference title and an automatic spot in the NCAA Division II Basketball Regionals. For ticket information and to follow GAC basketball throughout the season, visit GreatAmericanConference.com. The GAC Basketball Tournament, March 7th through the 10th.
Customer is on the fence about buying a car. We should
Give him a hug.
No. Next.
Hand hug? Full frontal? No way.
Guys, practice hugs are not necessary. You don't have to practice hugging.
How about we serenade them?
Well, I'd be happy to sing a song for you.
It's terrible.
Diffie, driven by family since 1954.
When a customer
And it's going to be 2 free throws for Smith. It really didn't look like he had any possession and just forced a lot of contact, but he got the call. His first free throw coming up from Smith. It's good. So Ouachita now, they're starting to put together some good possessions here. They had 3 straight threes until this one. They've heated up from behind the arc. And they're just trying to hang in this one, trying to get it back under 10 again. Smith free throw is up and good. Ouachita 7 of 8 from the line. And it's 57-48 again. Back down to a 9-point game. Newton goes to Dunn. Dunn has cooled off a little bit from the field after starting hot. Only 4 of 11 right now. 3-pointer from Edwards! Coleman Edwards from the corner! And the lead back up to 12. 60-48. 10 to play here in the second half. Harper going to move around to Smith. Smith drives, kicks, almost taken away. Little layup is in. Kyle Wright almost had it taken away maybe 2 times. Kept possession and got the little short lay-in to fall. SNU, if they can just get some stops, can possibly pull away. They're struggling right now on the defensive end. However, the offense efficient right now. Edwards with it. Couple crossovers, and we're going to get a foul off the ball. And that foul's going to be on Wright. And you hear a little bit of a cheer from the SNU crowd. That is the 16th foul. So from here on out, SNU will shoot free throws the rest of this game with 9:34 to play. Micah Spate is set to inbound here from the baseline. They'll go to Dunn in the corner. And they call it traveling call. I guess maybe his pivot foot came up. So it's a 10-point game now, 60-50. Wright with it. Wright going to move it to Martin. Again, SNU has kept him bottled up. Smith has been the one, it's been more of the offensive threat at least today for Ouachita. He comes off a screen. Oh, he gets it tipped away by Newton. And it's going to be a backcourt. Quaylen Newton. What a play. Newton knocks it away. Brown corralled it in the front court and then went into the backcourt. And that's all off the great play from Quaylen Newton. Spate with it. Spate just back into the game moments ago. We'll go to Newton. Newton spins, goes up hard in the paint. Foul and one! Flex, big boy! What a move! And just a strong finish at the bucket by Quaylen Newton. He gets it done on one end and then comes back down on the offensive end, goes strong to the basket, and finishes. And now a chance for a three-point play for Quaylen Newton. Newton's free throw is up, and it's good. 63-50, SNU creeps back ahead by 13. Harper with it. Martin going to come off a screen. Martin going to drive, kick. Brown a three-pointer on the way, off the mark. Long rebound to Johnson. 8:40 to play in this contest. SNU looking to sweep the Arkadelphia trip and make it another 4-0 weekend for SNU. Basketball alley! Oh! Newton just couldn't catch it cleanly. Brown on the other end. Brown going to kick to Martin. Three-pointer. Good. Oh, what would have been just an exclamation point turns into Martin getting a three-pointer, and you don't want to get him going now. Only 5 points. That was a swing there for SNU, or for Ouachita, I should say. Spate going to draw a foul. And Micah Spate's going to go to the line for a 1-and-1. It's going to be on Martin. Allie Freeman going to check in, as well as Ashton Charles. Smith, who's been very good today, is going to check out. He has 11 points right now. and a pair of steals. Franklin also going to check in for Ouachita. So Micah's at the line for a 1-and-1. 20 points already today on 7 of 9 shooting. Also has 3 steals in this contest and 3 rebounds. Micah has been excellent in this game thus far, and now he's at the line for a 1-and-1. First free throw is good. One more coming up here from the junior out of OKC. Free throw is up. And off the front iron. Oh, we're going to get a foul, though. That's going to be on Kyle Wright. He pushed Ashton Charles. Charles had beaten him to the rim for the rebound, and Wright just gave him a little push. And it's more free throws for SNU. It'll be another 1-and-1. This time for Ashton Charles looking to get on the board. First free throw from Charles. That one's off the mark. So back-to-back misses for SNU at the free throw line. Only keeps it at 11. Right now with it, top of the arc. They'll go to Martin. Martin with Johnson on him. He's going to drive baseline. Tough runner, good. And that's what you hate about him making that three. He just probably needed to see something go in, and now let's see if he starts heating up. Back-to-back buckets for Martin. Spate going to take a handoff. Spate going to drive. Throws a little floater up off the mark. Freeman with the rebound. Freeman's going to drive. Freeman to the basket, goes right at Charles. Oh, he gets the call and one. It all changed on the miss alley-oop. SNU gets a basket there. It's a 15-point game. Instead, it's a turnover. And all of a sudden, this game has turned on its head. It's a 7-1 run for Ouachita with a free throw coming out. We'll take a break with them. 7:20 to play. SNU leads 64-57. Folks, with about 7:20 to play, SNU leads 64-57. Again, the Crimson Storm were moments away, going up by 15. An alley-oop just missed from Spate to Newton. Martin hit a three on the other end, and ever since then, this game has kind of turned upside down. Allie Freeman can make it a 6-point game with this and one opportunity. And that just kind of flipped everything all of a sudden. SNU is going to have to refocus here and see if they can close this game out, because now we got a ball game here. Micah Spate's going to take it and bring it forward. Spate going to get it to Zach Johnson. Johnson to Dunn. Dunn at the wing. Dunn going to pass the screen from Mulkey and gets the foul as he drives to the basket. So Dunn's going to go up for 2 free throws. It's going to be on Eric Brown. That is the 10th team foul, so now the rest of the way SNU will be shooting 2 free throws no matter what. Dunn currently at 12 points. We're going to add to that total here with a pair. First one is good. SNU a nice 17 of 21 at the line so far today. One more free throw coming up. Ouachita's hit some shots, though. They are shooting 51% right now. So he's really going to have to clamp down here later in the later stages of this game. 66-58 now the score. Freeman going to bring it forward. Freeman going to hand off to Martin. Martin to Brown. Brown will go inside to Wright. Wright. Back out to Brown. Brown going to drive. Puts a tough shot up and a late whistle there. It's going to be on Brady Mulkey. Second foul on Mulkey. Noah Starkey getting ready to check back in here in a moment. It's going to be 2 free throws here for Brown. Brown, 12 points in this game to lead the way, 3 assists. He only averages about 6 a game. He's having a nice game, though, this afternoon. First one is up, and it's off. Big miss there for SNU. Only the second missed free throw as a team for Ouachita. Noah Starkey is back. Starkey right now at 14 and 6 in this game. Well, Newton's also up to 10 points in this contest. He's currently on the floor. Second free throw up, and good. Back to a 7-point game. Zach Johnson brings forward. A little bit of pressure here from Ouachita, but not a trap set or anything. Just putting a little pressure on the ball handler. Johnson. Johnson to Dunn. Dunn going to drive baseline. Goes up, and he's fouled. And Dunn going back to the line for 2 more free throws. The foul will be on Kyle Wright. Third foul on Wright. 2 more free throws coming up for Dunn. As I said, he's up to 14 now. He's 4 or 5 at the line. And SNU very aggressive right now. They're finding ways to get to the free throw line. And they've done a good job connecting on them. First free throw from Dunn. Rattles home. Lead back to 8. SNU just staying calm and poised here. 1 more free throw coming up here for Dunn. It's up. And it's good. Dunn up to 16 points in this game. 68-59 is your score. 6:20 to play. Freeman with it. Freeman going to go to Franklin. Franklin to Martin. Martin going to come off a screen. Step back three-pointer. Blocked! Blocked by Noah Starkey on the help. Dunn takes it ahead. 6 minutes to play in this contest. Dunn drives, puts a wild layup up and no good. Franklin with the rebound. Here comes Martin on the other end. Martin gonna kick to Freeman. Oh, what a steal by Micah Spate. Stepped right in front of that pass. Read Martin like a book there. 5:40 to play. Spate off a screen. Spate has 21 in this contest. He's gonna another screen from Newton. Spate drives, kicks inside. Starkey backs down. Back out to Spate. Three-pointer on the way. It's good. Micah Spate again. 24 points for Spate. 6 3-pointers. And with 5:25 to go, SNU leads by 12. A timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout with them. 5:25 to play. SNU 71, Ouachita 59. 5:25 to play in this contest. SNU off the shooting from Micah Spate has increased this lead back out to 12. Freeman's going to bring it forward. They'll get it over to Stanley. Stanley with 4 fouls back in the game. Freeman going to go to Martin. They'll go inside to Stanley. Stanley backs down, tries to go at Starkey. Starkey gets a travel. Starkey blocked it anyway. It wouldn't have mattered. Stanley tried to go up, shuffled his feet a little too much, and Noah Starkey, again, that grown man strength, just holding his own there in the post. Stanley had no chance there. Freeman almost takes it away on the inbounds.
Triangle. Need you, Noah. We need you as an outlet, bud. Got to cut hard. Can't be casual, guys. Can't be casual. You know what they
Newton
do
to inbound, gets it to Spate. I'll go back to Newton. He'll hand it off to Spate. Spate's going to break that press, no problem. Spate now off a screen from Newton.
It's there.
Spate off another screen, goes to Starkey, back to Spate. Spate, three-pointer on the way. Oh, just rattled out. That would have been 7. Just couldn't quite get it to fall. Martin now with it. Martin off a screen. Martin hands off to Freeman. Freeman's going to kick it out to Brown. Brown going to come off a screen. Brown drives. Brown stuck. Brown throws it away. And now SNU starting to take control here on this defensive end. And now, not sure what's happening here. Not sure if we thought it was a media timeout or what, but now we're set to go here on the floor. Spate with it. Spate to Dunn. Dunn going to get a blocking foul, and that's it. Matt Stanley will exit this game. That is his 5th. Stanley tried to hop in front and take a charge. And that is 5 on Stanley. Grant Jones into the game. And back to the line goes Jonathan Dunn, already with 16. Crowd not happy with the call. I think he was just a little bit late getting over, though. And so a pair of free throws coming up here for Dunn. First one's up and good. One more free throw coming up here for Jonathan Dunn. Free throw is up, and it's good. Dunn up to 18 in this contest, and the lead is back out to 14. Martin off a screen. Good hedge there by Newton. Franklin gets it. I'll hand it off to Brown. Hedge again there by Newton. Leaves Franklin open for 3. They'll take that. And a rebound comes down to Starkey. They're going to get Starkey for a foul for some aggressive play. Just a slight bump there on the rebound. Trey Harris will get set to check back in. And a little sarcastic cheer from some of the Ouachita faithful. That is the 4th on Starkey. So he's going to take a seat as Brady Mulkey checks back in. So Jones on the line. First free throw is good. One more free throw to go. Second free throw coming up here from Grant Jones. That one is good as well. And so it goes back down to a 12-point game. Spate takes the inbound. Again, pressure from Ouachita. They'll go to Johnson. Pressure is broken. They'll go to Mulkey. Slam dunk! Brady Mulkey! And the bench just explodes on the jam from Mulkey. They'll go back to Smith. Smith gonna come off a screen. Smith drives, tough layup, gets it to fall. What a shot there by Smith. He's had a nice ball game tonight. And now we're gonna get a traveling call. So SNU turns it over. First time really some pressure has gotten to SNU. We'll have a timeout on the floor. 3:40 to play in this game. SNU trying to close it out here in Arkadelphia. They lead Ouachita 75-63. Back out of the media timeout, 3:40 to play in this contest. Southern Nazarene, the 15th ranked team in the country. They're trying to get back home, and they're 3:40 away from heading back to Bethany with a sweep of Arkadelphia, their 7th win in a row, and to move to 12-2 in the GAC if they can hold on here against the Tigers. Smith going to drive, put a tough shot up, and they get a foul. Boy, just a little bump foul there. They get on Dunn. And they're going to call it a shooting foul, too. Boy, Dunn looked like he was there and looked like he had a block. Instead, 2 free throws for Smith. Smith has had a nice game, as we said, 13 points today with a pair of steals. First free throw coming up. And it is good. Perfect from the line. Smith now 5 of 5. One more coming up here. It's up, and it's good. Going to see another substitution. It's going to be Isaiah Harper into the game. And more pressure coming here from the Tigers. Full slate of games here today in the GAC. Oh, almost taken away, but Newton comes down with it, and then Newton gets fouled. Boy, Ouachita almost had a steal there. Instead, Quaylen Newton's going to go to the line for 2 free throws on the foul from Isaiah Harper. We can't report the SNU. Newton to the line. As we said, a pair of free throws coming up. First one is up. And, oh my goodness, it just rattles out. That was halfway down about 3 times and would not go in. One more coming up. That one is good, and the lead back to 11. We can't report with SNU women's win earlier today. They're now in sole possession of second place as East Central fell at Harding earlier today. Martin going to take a long 3-pointer. Oh, almost banked it in, but Newton pulls the rebound down and gets it to Spate, and SNU can run a little bit of clock here. Spate going to go to Johnson. Johnson moves it over to Jonathan Dunn. Dunn pulls back, drives. We'll kick it to Mulkey. Mulkey back to Dunn. Dunn drives. Tried to go inside to Mulkey, and then called for a travel. So back the other way. Comes Ouachita. Trey Harris with it. Under 3 to play. SNU leads by 11, and it's a traveling violation. SNU gets a turnover on the other end, and it's going back to the Crimson Storm. Starkey's going to check back in here for SNU. Brady Mulkey coming back to the bench. What a job Brady Mulkey has done today. Micah Spate will bring it forward. Got some score updates here in post-game from the men's games today. Starkey with it, hands it off to Dunn. Dunn, three-pointer on the way. Oh, back iron, no good. Rebound will go to Ouachita. Martin bringing it down. Martin goes in the corner. On and a three-pointer is good from Grant Jones. Oh, this Ouachita team just won't go away. 76-68 now. And they're going to foul Newton with 2:14 to play. And we might start seeing the fouling game already. Smith just kind of came up and hit him. Of course, that is the fourth foul on Smith. You know, he's been one of the killers here for SNU today, or for Ouachita, I should say. 15 points. You can try and get him out of the ball game. You'll take it. Newton's first free throw is off the mark. One more free throw coming up here for Newton. Newton's at 11 points in this contest. Free throws up. Off the mark. That's exactly what Ouachita wanted. They can get it back to 6, maybe 5. Harris comes off a screen, hands off to Martin. Martin gonna drive into Starkey, blocked. Blocked and then Dunn with the rebound. Dunn brings it forward and he'll slow it down. Martin tried to go inside. They foul Newton again. Martin, that's his third now, and there's going to come a point. These fouls are going to add up at some point. There's still a minute 55 to play. But Newton's 3 of 6 from the line. He was actually 3 of 4 until those last couple of free throws. Newton can settle in here and knock a pair of big ones down. First one, front iron. Stevens is going to check in for Newton, and it's going to be for those free throw purposes. You still get the defensive work from Stevens. But SNU's got to hit some free throws here. That one is good, though. Nice job by Newton knocking that one down. So Newton will check out. Stevens will check in. Lead back to 9. Trey Harris brings it forward. Harris going to hand off to Martin. Martin going to get a switch. Oh, almost taken away. It is. It's a turnover. Dunn got a piece of it, and then it went off the hand of Smith. And it's going back SNU's way. Stevens to inbound. Goes to Spate. Spate to Stevens. They'll go ahead to Dunn. Dunn gets it over half court. And now it's pick your poison as far as if Ouachita wants to foul here, they're going to foul Dunn. A man who's 8 of 9 from the line today. And if it's going to turn into a free throw contest, SNU's been pretty good from the line here today. Dunn had gotten a piece of that pass on the other end. First free throw is good from Jonathan Dunn, up to 19. One more can put him over 20, along with Micah Spate, who has 24. Second free throw, good. And Jonathan Dunn has 20 points in this contest. Lead back to 11. Harris drives. Harris will kick it out to Jones. They're going to move it around to Smith. Smith off a screen. Good switch there by SNU. Smith looking to drive. Stevens all over him. Smith, tough shot, no good. Oh, but SNU can't corral the rebound. It was a really quick fall off the rim. And Starkey just couldn't corral it. Still 1:20 on the clock. But another opportunity for Ouachita. Going into that last media timeout, SNU had 30 points off of 16 Ouachita turnovers, and you got to think that increased a little bit since that mark around the final media timeout. That has been one of the difference makers today, is that defense forcing turnovers and turning those turnovers into offense on the other end. Trey Harris going to get set to inbound it here for Ouachita. Slip on the floor. Getting the floor wiped down. They're going to go inside to Smith. Smith going to go to Martin. Martin going to come off a screen, drives, goes up, and draws a foul. And Smith's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. Or check that. Martin going to go to the line for 2 free throws. Went right at Stevens, was able to get through a double team from Starkey and Johnson. No easy feat in its own right. So Martin, pair of free throws coming up. Martin has been held in check. 7 points on 3 of 12 shooting, and he misses the first free throw. He's also only 1 of 6 from behind the arc, and his only three-pointer he made was in transition, where he had a little bit of an open look. Other than that, it has been Zach Johnson, for the most part, holding him down yet again. Another good score in the GAC being held down by Zach Johnson. 1:12 to play in this contest. 30-second timeout from Ouachita. And again, it's just going to be free throws from here on out, probably for SNU. They started fouling around the 2-minute mark. And they're going to keep fouling as long as they're scoring on the other end, you think. So again, timeout on the floor. 1:12 to play. As we said, Micah Spate, 24 points, 8 of 12 shooting, 6 3-pointers in this contest, and 4 steals. On the other end, Jonathan Dunn, 20 points in this game. Struggling a little bit from the field, but he's 10 of 11 at the free throw line. He has been excellent. Noah Starkey, 14 points in this game with 6 boards and 2 blocks. Quaylen Newton, 12 points in this game with 6 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block. If SNU holds on to this one, we'll talk to Micah Spate post-game and get his thoughts on this contest. Stevens to inbound. We'll get it to Spate. They're going to move it ahead to Dunn. And they break the pressure, no problem. And Micah Spate will be, or Jonathan Dunn, I should say, will be fouled. Good execution there by SNU. A little bit of a limp from Micah Spate, but I think he's okay. So Dunn, a pair of free throws here with a 10-point lead, just looking to add on to it. SNU's first free throw is good. This is number 35 and number 36 from the line. SNU close up to 80% from the line today. Second free throw. That one is good. Dunn has 22 now. Smith going to come off a screen. Again, good switch there. They'll go inside, and an easy lay-in for Isaiah Harper. SNU's just crowding that three-point line, denying any sort of triple. Spate's going to be fouled, and he's going to try to add to his point total.
Good job, Black.
We'll continue to play the foul game here with 57 seconds, so just until everybody either fouls out or something, just stay tuned, folks. We still got a lot of basketball here and maybe a lot of fouls to get through. So a pair of free throws here for Spate, as we mentioned, 24 points in this game. First free throw is good. And you got to think if SNU can get one stop here and get the rebound, that'll more than likely end this, as the lead's going to creep back up to 12. Micah Spate, 26 points in this contest. Martin going to drive, take a three-pointer. Johnson in his face, no good. Long rebound to Smith. They'll get it out to Harris again. Harris with the three-pointer, no good. The rebound to Noah Starkey. And, folks, that will just about do it here. SNU will get it over half court. And they will run clock off. No fouls being shown here by Ouachita. And it's going to be a clean sweep in Arkadelphia yet again for SNU men. And it's going to be a clean sweep for SNU hoops in general. Dunn goes, gets it blocked. No worries, 2 seconds on the shot clock. 2 seconds to get a shot off here for SNU. Spate to inbound. Goes to Dunn. Dunn, a three-pointer on the way. Good. Jonathan Dunn for three on the assist from Micah Spate. He's got 25, and that's going to do it, folks. They're going to get one more layup. Actually, no, they will not. It does not go down. Rebound by Stevens, and that's it, folks. Number 15, SNU comes into Arkadelphia and leaves with an 86-71 victory over the Ouachita Baptist Tigers. SNU now 19-3 on the season, 12-2 in the GAC. They're in sole possession of first place, and they get to head home now and get ready for a 6-game homestand. We cannot wait for that one, that is for sure. I know all the fans are looking forward to that as well. So it's a win for SNU. Post-game show is coming your way in a moment. We're going to have Micah Spate and Coach Bohach join us here in the post-game in just a moment. And we will take a break, and we'll be right back with you. Again, your final score. SNU 86, Ouachita Baptist 51. We'll be right back. Again, fans, do not go anywhere. We are going to have Micah Spate coming your way in just a moment to talk about the incredible 86-71 win. He bounced back in a huge, huge fashion as he goes for just an impressive 26-point game. And he had a tough night the other night. I know he's a little frustrated with that night where he went 2 of 14 across the street against Henderson State. And what a way to respond for him. What a way to respond. The champion he is, from this point of view, from this broadcaster's point of view, it doesn't surprise me whatsoever. He's one of the best point guards in the country for a reason. And he showed that today. Again, as SNU gets a 86-71 win. Jonathan Dunn wasn't bad himself. Adding 25. You get 2 players from SNU over 25 points. You get Noah Starkey adding 14 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Big game from him as well. And then finally, Quaylen Newton. Just making big play after big play, as he always does. And as we said, just impressive all around here for the Crimson Storm. So as we said, Micah Spate's going to be joining us here in just a moment. We'll also have head coach Adam Bohach and get his thoughts on the game tonight and what his squad was able to do against a Ouachita squad that just was not going to go away. You knew they weren't going to go away, and they showed that all throughout the game. However, as we said, SNU 86, Ouachita Baptist 71. Don't go anywhere. Noah Starkey, or check that, Micah Spate's going to be joining us here in just a moment. Give fans, we await Micah Spate here in just a moment, and we will have him here in the post-game show. Again, just going through some final stats. SNU shoots 27 of 47 from the field, 49%, just a shade under 50%. Connect on 10 three-pointers, shooting 48% from behind the arc. And then they go 30 of 38 at the free throw line, 79%. One of the big difference makers was being able to get to the free throw line and connect on those free points. On the other side, Ouachita shot it well, 25 of 57, 47% from the field, 7 of 20 from behind the arc, and then 14 of 17 from the free throw line. They turn it over 18 times, though, and that's a credit to the SNU defense. We got Micah Spate coming up next. Stay with us. Back here on the post-game show, number 15, Southern Nazarene just defeated Ouachita Baptist, 86-71. We're here with the point guard, Micah Spate, goes for 26 points tonight, 6 three-pointers. He also had 4 steals on the defensive end. And before we talk offensively, I want to talk defensively because you guys forced Ouachita into 18 turnovers, and you got 32 points off of turnovers. Talk about how getting stops on one end translates into offense on the other end.
We preach defense every single day. We know defense is going to create our offense. So we just talk about sticking together, helping one another out, and just getting stops, staying together, lifting each other up on defense, knowing we got each other. So help us execute.
And speaking of picking each other up, we know you had a tough night, shooting-wise at least, against Henderson. You come back tonight. You go 8 of 12 from the field, 6 of 8 from behind the arc, and I know the support system you have around you as far as coaches and teammates, and just talk about what they're telling you as you got back into rhythm tonight and made such a big impact offensively.
Yeah, it really means the world. Like, they know I wasn't happy with how I shot the ball, but they told me that they take that any day because those are the shots I always shoot, and they know I'm capable of making those shots. So with them telling me that and just telling me to keep shooting the ball, keep being aggressive, I mean, that gives me the ultimate confidence and freedom to just keep doing what they ask.
Talk a little bit about, there was a point late in the second half, Ouachita's trying to make a run, and I want you to take me to a point where Quaylen Newton makes a huge steal that ends up being a backcourt violation, then comes down on the other end, turns, again, that great defense into offense and gets an and one on the other end. Talk about his energy, his effort, what he brings to that team on both ends.
Yeah, we always tell Q, give it a try. Like, we know you're capable of doing it. We got you no matter what. And that gives us life, knowing he can do that and just giving us energy, and we feed back into him, give him energy as well to be able to do that. And that's what I'm talking about, us sticking it with each other and let us know we're all capable of doing something. So.
And then you're going to have to tell me a little bit about Zach Johnson. And then you yourself got a couple matchups with Martin as well, but you guys hold him to 3 of 13 shooting, 1 of 7 from behind the arc, 8 points total. And it's no secret that's a great player for Ouachita, and y'all gave him a lot of trouble. Talk about Zach's effort and how you guys were able to kind of bottle him up.
Yeah, Martin's a great player. We talk about it the whole week, knowing that he's capable of going off for big games like he did Thursday night. Mm-hmm. But if anybody asks me, I'm always going to say Zachary Johnson's first team all defense. He competes every catch, doesn't take any plays off, and with him knowing that we have his back, that gives him the confidence and freedom as well to get up and guard. So, I mean, that plays a huge role in our defense scheme.
Okay, you guys feel like you've been on the road for about 2 straight months, a couple home games scattered here and there, but it's been a lot of road contests for the Southern Nazarene Crimson Storm, and now you guys get to finally come home. You get a 6-game home stretch. You got to tell me about just the excitement to finally come home, play in front of your fans, and basically the month of February is going to be in the Sawyer Center.
Yeah, we're definitely excited. We know we have the best fans in America. We love them. Appreciate them every night. They always bring a great energy, and that gives us more energy to keep competing and just keep playing hard.
And we'll see you at Sawyer when we come to Thursday. But for tonight, SNU gets an 86-71 win over Ouachita. Point guard Micah Spate, 26 points on the night on 6 three-pointers, and not to mention 4 steals. Micah, great night. Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, back here on the post-game show here with Adam Bohach after the Southern Nazarene Crimson Storm pick up their 7th straight win, defeating Ouachita Baptist 86-71. And, Coach, first of all, congratulations on a great win. I'm going to start with the same question I started Micah with. You guys forced 18 turnovers tonight, and those 18 turnovers resulted in 32 points for the offensive side. Just talk about getting those turnovers and how big that is to translate into offense for you on the other end.
Yeah, it was huge. I thought the hands were busy and active, and we poked a couple loose. And, there were several in the first half where maybe we weren't the quickest to the ball at the start of the game. But as the game wore on, I thought we were, quicker to the ball and were able to shake loose in transition a little bit.
There's no secret, Micah had a tough night at Henderson, didn't shoot very well, but he comes back tonight, brushes it off like it was nothing, and just has a huge game, going 8 for 12, 6 3-pointers, and then not to mention on the defensive end comes away with 4 steals. Talk about the resiliency of that guy.
Yeah, he's awesome, James, because most people would say he didn't play well against Henderson, and he was 2 for 8 from the 3 or whatever, and 4 or 5 of those were at the end of the shot clock when we had nothing cooking, and we just throw it to him, and he has to shoot just a crazy bad shot. He was 2 for 3 or 2 for 4 on good shots over there at Henderson and had 9 assists to 2 turnovers. And so, I thought he played okay at Henderson. And today, the way they guarded him, he was able to shake loose and shoot it in a bunch. And he can definitely do that. And so today, that was the way he helped us, was by scoring the ball.
It's turning into a daily conversation when we talk about the game, but you had another great scorer in Martin, and he goes 3 for 13 tonight, 1 of 7 from behind the arc, 8 points, and he's a tremendous player. But Zach Johnson, with a little bit of Micah as well, and Chris a little bit off the bench, are able to kind of contain him. And with the exception of probably 1 transition 3, really bottled him up. Just talk about that effort on such a premier scorer in this conference.
Yeah, the guys have great respect for Ouachita, and we really respect their program and respect Malin. He's a really good player and a tremendous competitor. He had 30 in here Thursday night, and so we knew we were getting him while he was hot, and proud of the effort. And you're right, James, the tip of the spear on him is Zach. And then when he comes out, it's Micah. But the guys behind him calling out the actions and helping on all the screens and different ways that they try to get him open are a big reason why, we were able to hold his percentages down a little bit tonight.
You guys, a few times here tonight, Ouachita had the home momentum. We saw it with Henderson too, trying to put a rally together, and then you guys would step up, make another big play, kind of pull back ahead, and we're able to kind of close this game out. Talk about as this season progressed, this team being able to close games out like that.
Yeah, I thought, we handled the pressure there at the end, their pressure full court, as well as just a little bit of game pressure as the thing got shrunk a little bit. And I think it was 9 at the half, and they got it to 8 one time or maybe twice in the second half. So that was a really good job of not letting it shrink under that. And, we did a good job against the press, James. We missed some free throws. We make those, and that thing probably never gets close. And then, but I thought for the most part we finished that off pretty good. They're never going to quit. I mean, that's the mark of a really well-coached team is they're not going to quit. And the guys knew that because of our respect for their program. So we were prepared to play all 40 tonight.
Get you out on this. Obviously, it's felt like all through December and January it has been road warriors, if you will. You've been on the road a lot. You've had a couple home games sprinkled in, but for the most part, especially on the men's side, you guys have been on the road for a long time. But now you guys get to come back to Sawyer. You get 6 straight games at home, and it's going to be an exciting time for SNU basketball to get back in front of its home crowd. And just share with me the excitement level from the team, from yourself, just to get back in front of your fans, in front of your home floor, and get some energy there.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about conference play. If you can tough it out through the road stretches, then you got home games, right? Because it's a fair fight. Everybody gets 11 at home and 11 on the road, and so now we get a couple weeks here at home, and I'm looking forward to seeing if we can get better. And the guys need to use this time to freshen up and then to get all squared away in classes because we've missed a lot of school already this semester, and so those will be our focuses, the first part of next week, and then preparing to play a really good Northwestern Oklahoma State team on Thursday night.
Again, that game will be at 5:30 and 7:30. Again, your final score, number 15, Southern Nazarene 86, Ouachita Baptist 71. Coach Bohach, thank you very much, and we thank all of you for joining us tonight.